If you suddenly, by whatever means, had an extra $50,000 at your disposal, what would you do with it? And for a lot of people, myself included, I think, well, I could buy this, I could pay this thing off, I could make this investment, I could make a list of the things I would do with 50,000 and then, prioritize them and then whatever. But the most helpful way to think through that question is not only what's the best use, but what's the best use from an opportunity cost perspective. And so opportunity cost, when we think about it, is one of the most overlooked decision-making criteria that we can use. It's overlooked because it doesn't show up anywhere. It's easy to ignore. It's easy to kind of ward off or explain away or whatever. But I want to talk a little bit today about what it is, why it matters, how it affects your strategic financial decisions every day, not only for your personal finances, but absolutely in business. And in business finance and even business strategy, opportunity cost is a huge factor that needs to be considered. So real quick, let me give you a definition of opportunity cost. It probably is a little bit on this is kind of an obvious type thing, but it's basically the loss of a potential gain from another alternative when a different alternative is chosen. So it's basically, what do I give up if I do this thing instead of that thing, is what it means. And it's not just a finance term, it's a really great decision-making principle, and it applies to not only money, but time, energy, and focus. And this one is a little bit of a devil when we start to think about it in terms of time and energy and focus. So the challenge with opportunity cost and thinking about it is it doesn't show up on any of your financial statements. It's not a true number. It can be sort of difficult to quantify in that regard. And it's again, unless you're specifically tracking it and writing it down and know what your opportunity costs are, it can be very difficult to see show up anywhere. And it requires forward thinking, often involves a trade-off. It may not that trade-off may not be immediately painful in some respects, and you may not notice it for a while. And typically it's something that you notice on maybe more on a post-mortem basis. That's when you discover it, unless you're really proactive and you think about it before you make the decision. So that's what I want to talk about today.